not Roy on the right? There's Ben, there's Paul. Yeah. Okay.
We're recording audio, I'll start recording video, and then if it doesn't go out live, Okay. We're good to go. Okay. Welcome back to Broadhurst Park on a sunny but Baltic Saturday afternoon. Perfect for football, I think. And it's FC United are back to league action today with Lancaster City at home. I'm joined by Neil again. Thanks for coming on again, Neil.
No problem. Yeah, it is quite cold today, but I think it's perfect football conditions. The pitch is looking as good as it ever does, and huge acknowledgement to the ground staff for that. So yeah, it's a game we're really looking forward to, and it should be an entertaining game. So
it's been 4 weeks since we last spoke. Just to run some numbers by you. 5 games in 4 different competitions, 3 wins, 2 draws, 1 penalty shootout and no losses. 14 goals scored. You've got to be happy with November.
I'm delighted. We're closing in on November now. We're in every competition: Manchester Cup, the FA Trophy, the League Cup. We're in and around the place that we want to be before the start of the season. So things are going really well. We're enjoying the ride. But this is that was in the past now. This is a new game today, and it's a game that if we want to be where we want to be, we've got to win today. We have to win.
So just a quick chat about those games then. We had a great reversal of the previous result in the FA Trophy against Basford, winning 3-0. We all thought that was a great performance.
I thought there was parts of the Basford game that we were probably at our best that we've been all season. I thought the first half was immaculate. The second half, the way we managed the game and things that had come to fruition in training, which was really nice. But we always have to be at our best, because one thing you can guarantee is when teams come here or teams play against FC United, for whatever reason they raise the games.
So we're the big fish again.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got to raise the games even further, and that's the type of pressure that I want the lads to play under. But I also want them to showcase themselves and say, they deserve to be at this club. They deserve to be performing for FC United because they're a really talented bunch of players. And I'm sure today they'll raise the game and give a really good account of themselves.
And then again, midweek after that, we were on to the, like I say, the Manchester Cup quarter-final against Hyde. Again, a good reversal from the result earlier in the season. And I watched it, I was there, and I thought a good, solid 3-0 result for us.
I think before the game, when I looked at the team sheet, they named the same 11 that played against Lancaster on the Saturday. So that's a huge compliment to us. So we knew that it was going to be a really difficult game. But without wanting to sound too confident, I think we brushed them aside quite easily. We showed in the game that how good we can be. They had a little spell. Yes, Cam saved the penalty, another penalty. But overall, I thought it was another exceptional performance, and you could see the confidence that we took from the Basford game into the Hyde game. So it's a competition that I'm reminded that I haven't won. After last season's hiccup, so it's a competition that I desperately want to win, and I know the lads desperately want to win it as well.
Well, it's a cup semi-final in the new year, isn't it? I presume it mean a lot to you and the squad to get a trophy under the belt if we can.
It doesn't matter for me what competition it is, what game it is. We want to win. We'll drill that into the squad, and if you win silverware, then it's one of them things that only happens maybe a few times in your career, unless you're really lucky and play in outstanding teams that go back to back in trophies like the Man United side of old. But it's everybody enjoys winning, and we want to win the Manchester Cup, and it won't be easy to do that. We've got a semi-final draw, and it's a game that we can't wait for.
And then we were on to Glossop in the League Challenge Cup, which was it seemed to be a slow start, and then obviously the grandstand finished with the penalty shootout.
I think with a new squad, and I've said this, there's always going to be blips and hurdles to get over. I'm not for 1 minute questioning the attitude of the boys. It just didn't happen for us against Glossop first half. They came out, we didn't. We didn't stand up to the challenge. We had words at half time. We changed a few things. We made a couple of subs. We got back in the game, and I thought we were just going to win it. But it didn't. It went down to a penalty shootout, a really exciting penalty shootout.
Yeah.
For a manager that doesn't like watching penalties, it seemed to go on forever. But we held our nerve. We held our nerve, and the crowd were great, and it was a really exciting night at Broadhurst Park. And again, we were so happy to win the game. But credit to Glossop, they gave a good account of themselves. But it is FC that are in the hat for the next round.
And Cam's reaction after the penalty shootout was great to see. He was ecstatic.
I've praised Cam in today's programme notes. I think he's an exceptional talent, not just ability-wise. I think the way he is around the club, the way he is around the dressing room, he's an infectious character. He stepped into really big shoes when Paddy Wharton got injured, but I think he's made it his own and he's been great. But he's a penalty king now. He's making some great saves. But what was nice is when he turned to the SMRE and celebrated it. It meant everything to him, and that just shows. Well, that emulates what our squad's about. We want to win games of football, and that meant a lot to him, but it meant a lot to us as well.
And talking about celebrations after games, what a great classic cup tie we had at Runcorn as well. I mean, that was just a great day out from start to finish.
A place I'd never been to, but the minute you walked in, there was a real family feel about it, and the FC fans were great, the Runcorn fans were great, the management team were great, the committee, everything was. I really enjoyed going to Runcorn last week, and we knew that it was going to be a banana skin. It was going to be a tough tie for us. But I think after 2 minutes when we went 1-0 up and, we kind of then stifled them and nullified them, and the important thing was getting in at half-time with a clean sheet. We did that. Again, we tweaked a couple of things. We became a bit more expansive second half, reduced our touches, and we put in a real masterclass performance second half.
Yeah.
But, after the game, it was just one of the moments that, as a manager, you're never going to forget. I could see the lads, we were all hovering around. The FC fans were in great voice, and I just grabbed the moment, and I said, come on, boys, and we sang, FC United away or C United away, which is the debate, and it was just a really special moment, and seeing the lads back on the videos with the FC scarves on, and just being together with the fans, and this is what this club desperately wants, that togetherness, that feel back that they've had since we were formed, and we're getting that. These lads love playing in front of the fans, love being connected to the club, and last week was a special moment of my career, and I know it's certainly one of the things that the lads remember as well.
And Kettering at home in the next round, a team that's struggling in the division above and has got problems, but will bring a good away support.
I shouldn't really say this, but I was at a meeting on Monday, and I should have been back at school maybe for 12:30, but I knew that the draw was on TalkSport 2, so I hid round the corner, and I had it on full blast, and the lads were on the WhatsApp group, and who we're going to get, and I think there were 6 teams left, and no disrespect to Atherton were left in there, and I thought not another game against Atherton, Fowl were in there, and Barrow were in there, but then when I heard number 16 at home, I thought, wow, we've got a home chance. And then, Kettering, the size of Kettering, great mouth-watering tie, taken over by a new manager in Paul Cox. And, they seem to have steadied the ship with 3 wins and a draw in the last 4 games. But listen, it's a game that we can't wait for. It's a game that we genuinely believe we can win. We want to replicate, emulate, Torquay, a few years ago. And I showed the lads the pictures in the tunnel. That's what I do. And I said, listen, this can be us. So we've got, a difficult game against Kettering, but mouth-watering tie. And, I know we've got games before that, but we're really excited.
And a big game today, a test of league credentials against Lancaster. 0-0 draw away first time around. A game that I was talking to Mark Lee, the photographer, and he was saying that it was a game that desperately needed a goal, the away game, to kickstart it. That didn't happen, but a change of manager to a temporary man today since then. I
mean, that's a matter of opinion about the game. What for us?
It was Mark's.
No. But for us, we set out for a point. More importantly than that, we'd lost 3 league games. We'd gone to Radcliffe. We got a draw. And it was important that we could show that we can keep clean sheets. We nearly nicked it later on with Regan Linney. But the biggest thing for this squad was that clean sheet. And we had a really good conversation after the game. And I look back at the Lancaster game and the Radcliffe game and think this is where this unbelievable run started. It was that genuine belief that, not only are we good going forward, but we can also keep clean sheets. And since the Lancaster game, I think we've kept 8 or 9 clean sheets. So, it gave us real confidence. As for Lancaster, great experienced side, big, physical, set pieces. The second in the league. They've won 5 and drawn 1 out of the last 6 away games. So, they can play on the road. They're going to raise it again today. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they may be able to go top of the league today if South Shield slip up. So, listen, we know. But these are the games we want to be involved in, because if we get beat today, we're 12 points behind Lancaster, but if we win, we pull them back to 6 points. And everybody knows my ambitions this season. I want to be as high as we can, and I want to stay there. So this is a game that I will say I will put the pressure on myself. It's a must-win game for my squad today.
Exactly. I mean, this is sort of shaping up into a season now where we've got a good tilt at the playoffs, at the very least, I would say.
So we targeted 1.5 points per game before the season. We're currently 1 point below that target. We said that if we can get into the top 10, then we'll make an assault on it after Christmas. But I never envisaged at the end of November, like I said, being in the cup competitions and in and around the playoff space and with a talented group that are getting better and better every week. Listen, my target is playoffs. There's no point me sitting here and saying, I'm happy to finish 10th. I mean, I want silverware this season. I want to get in the playoffs, and if we do manage to get in the playoffs, then it's a lottery, isn't it? But it's if we get in there, then obviously we want to win it, and that's the ambition. Are we ready to go up as a club? Financially behind it, I'm not sure yet, but I'm certainly not going to let that stand in our way because we're really enjoying this season so far, and winning games of football is by far the best feeling for me, and I know how much it means to the lads, and I know how much it means to the fans. So we've just got to keep winning. Like
you say, you targeted 1.5 points a game, but I mean at the moment as well. I mean, 14 goals in the last 5 games. I mean, Tunde joint top scorer in the league as well. I mean, Tunde is on fire at the moment. He doesn't just make them, he's creating them as well.
He's a special player. Said a lot about him when Chorley came in for him and he turned down a move to the National League. That's not because he lacks ambition, that's because of how much he loves playing for the club. There was a contract offer on the table, but he's such a special talent and he doesn't only let his footballer talking. If you've ever had the opportunity to speak to him, he's a lovely lad. He's such a lovely, grounded lad who wants to do desperately well here. And his goals are incredible. And he just seems to keep scoring, but he doesn't get bored of scoring. That's in training or if it's on match day. And for us to have that release at the top end of the pitch, especially when my ball players in behind it, it gives us a genuine threat. And I don't think there's anyone as quick as him in the league. So you give him a yard and he's away, and his goal scoring record or his return, he's pretty clinical. So I expect when he gets through 1v1 that every time it's going to hit the back of the net.
And I think he expects that now as well, and the SMRE expects it.
Yeah. but that's a great expectation. That's a lad who's playing top of his game, his confidence, and for him scoring at Broadhurst Park I know how much it means to him.
Other squad news, obviously Cam's loan's been extended till January.
Yeah, so great to see Paddy Wharton back in training. He's done a little bit of running before games. He's in and around training now on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But for us now, for Paddy, it's getting him out games. He's lost that match sharpness, that match fitness, and he wants games. So for me to keep hold of Cam was really important. And thank you to Nuneaton. They've been really professional. They haven't asked for the earth for him. He's on a big contract there. We pay nowhere near what he's on there. But they've all looked at it, and it's right for Cam. It's right for Nuneaton, and it's right for us. So for me to have the keeping ability of Cameron Belford and then Paddy Wharton coming back again, it's everything that I wanted. Competition for shirts, but Cameron is he's doing exceptionally well.
And Luke Griffiths has signed up to a contract now.
Definitely the best centre midfield player I've seen. Technically gifted, a range of passing, nasty streak in the tackle, good in the air. If he can add goals to his game, then I don't see anybody stopping him. He's got, for whatever reason, it didn't happen for him at Bolton. He's come out, he's gone and had a kick around, he's enjoying Prescott. He's come here and he's just upped his game. We've changed his position, we've done loads of work with his discipline in the game. But he's such a talent to watch. I love watching him. The lads love having him in the team, and again Southport came in for him, and he turned that down. He wants to play for FC United and wants to help us win things, and that was the defining factor with him. So contract offer went on the table. Do I think he'll go higher? Absolutely. Do I think he'll play in the league? Absolutely. But for now, we're certainly enjoying having him here. And again, like with Tunde, he's a great lad. A little bit quieter, a little bit shyer, but ability-wise, an absolute superstar.
And Ben Kerr added to the squad in your friends. What can you tell us about Ben?
So Ben's a young right back, come out of Tranmere, been training with us for 5 or 6 weeks. He's been in and around the squad. I know we haven't seen him on the pitch yet, but for Ben it's important to be in and around the men's dressing room. And he's got great ability, technical ability in training. His time will come. We'll get to have a look at him. It's difficult because he's a right back, and Aaron Morris is probably in the form of his career and stand out right back, I think, in the league. But what it does show to us that we've got competition. Ash Young can play there. Ben Kerr can now play there. Ben can also play holding midfield, so can Ash. So for me, it's just about he's picking the right person, but it's also developing the squad and thickening the squad out. And when the right person becomes available, then we'll look to swoop. And behind the scenes at the minute, we've got a 7-day notice approach for a winger, for a player that's lower down the league. But again, if we can get him and add to the squad, it adds to the ability and just continues to strengthen us.
Any injuries today that we need to know about?
Yeah, we've lost Jordan Buckley. Big Jordan's dropped out of training Tuesday tried to give it a go, came in on Wednesday, tried to give it a go Thursday, dropped out again. He's done a little bit of a agility test before the game, and he's struggling landing on his ankle. So, we've ruled Jordan out for today. Hopefully get him back for next Saturday, because he gives us a different presence on the pitch, a different dimension. But, we're going to miss him. So, wish him a speedy recovery and get him back in the squad next week.
Brilliant. So we went out there and we asked on the forum, we asked our support, is there anything they would like to ask you? And for me to do it on their behalf. A couple of things came back. One was, how are you evolving as a manager, do you think, since you joined the club?
That's a good question. I feel that if I look back at the last few years of my career, I felt like I've done things the right way. I stepped into management young at 29. I then realised I still wanted to play. And then at 32 went into first team coach at Bamber Bridge and learnt the ropes. I then spent 5 years as the assistant manager, learning the ropes, and then became manager. I faced a different challenge when I took over the FC United job for a number of reasons that we've covered in the past. Yeah. And I found it really difficult, but I learned so much about myself that, I had to poker face a lot. I had to keep my counsel a lot. I knew at the end of the season, which was a long time off, because obviously I was in the job for 5-6 months, it was going to be difficult, but I learned so much about myself, and not winning at weekends, kind of ruined me. But I couldn't let people see that. I needed to, like I said, poker face a lot of things and then offload to the chairman or offload to the board and how hard it was. But listen, I never lost faith in my ability. I knew that if we could build the team again and move certain people on, then the good times were going to come. And as a manager, I have a certain way of playing. I have a certain style of playing. I believe that my communication skills are good. The way the way I get my points across to the squad, and I've done my badges. I've done my in terms of all that. I believe that I'm confident in my own ability, but I've definitely evolved, because I don't wish anybody what I went through last season. But as a learning curve, it's probably the steepest learning curve, the quickest learning curve for me, and it's definitely helped me become stronger and better for it.
And the support appreciate it, and I think the support realise and appreciate what you went through to get to where we are now, and it had to happen.
It was really hard, but I couldn't and wouldn't keep my counsel any longer after the Nuneaton game last season. And when certain players tried to skulk off down the tunnel, and I kind of just noticed a turn, and I was kind of dragging them back out, and I did say, acknowledge the support here, because you won't see it again, because the majority of you won't be playing here, and I had to stay true to my word. And everyone knows that when the season ended, the squad was released, bar 3 or 4 the next day, and we began the rebuilding. And I said, even if we would have stayed in the division, I would have done exactly the same thing. There was lots of things behind the scenes that needed repairing, rebuilding, and then the football side needed the same thing. But that for me was what needed to be done, and I said that I was going to do that, so I was going to carry that out. And I also said that I was going to create a free-flowing, attacking football team that was good on the eye. And listen, even after the first 3 games of the season, when things weren't going well, I never doubted that this team would come good, and they're showing that as a young squad now, they're coming good. But it was hard. It was really hard last season. But I'm glad I went through it in a kind of sadistic way.
Well, I'd like to end just the last minute of the interview on a couple of things that aren't football related, if that's okay. You've mentioned before about OCD, and you like things a certain way, and I'm the same. And as I get older, I find I get more of that and not less. Little things that used to not annoy me now do annoy me, if that makes sense to you. So I just a couple of examples I want to bounce off you. Little quick one-word answers are fine. I was driving in the car. I heard it again today. Two adverts on the radio. One was, and I'll ask you the question first, how long should a Black Friday sale last? And the reason I'll ask you is because I heard something on the radio today, and it said Black Friday sale ends Tuesday. That's not a Black Friday sale, is it?
Black Friday sale ends on the Friday.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's it.
There you go. One quick answer. Next quick answer. How much is responsible drinking? Again, next advert on the radio. Again, I heard it in the car coming today. An advert for Prosecco, a well-known supermarket. He said, offer applies to a maximum of 36 bottles per person. Please drink responsibly.
I'd like to see somebody after 36 bottles, to be honest. I tried all the conversation with them. But I do like a glass of Prosecco, but I don't think I could do 36 bottles.
I'm sure some of them could under the SMRE today. And the last one is just a very quick one. What's the earliest acceptable date you can put up your Christmas tree?
1st of December.
1st of December, so tomorrow.
tomorrow.
You're sorted after tomorrow. Thanks very much again, Neil.
No
Trying to
problem.
take it away from football. And thanks again, and we'll see you probably in a couple of weeks.
Yep, let's go and get 3 points today.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers, thank you.
Neil.